Only those who walk with God should be here right now. If you're not walking the divine path, this message is not for you. This is only for the chosen ones, the children of light, those who have endured trials that others can't even imagine. If you have been through storms, faced betrayal, rejection, or pain that tried to break your spirit, then listen closely. Because this message didn't reach you by accident. It found you at the exact divine moment God intended. The Spirit guided you here because there is something powerful you need to hear today, something that will shift your understanding and remind you of the strength you carry inside. You, the chosen one, have been watched. People have seen the way you handled that disgusting situation, the one that could have dragged you down to their level. They expected you to explode, to lose control, to react the way they would have. But instead, you rose above it. And that's why they can't stop talking about you. They are secretly amazed by your composure, your grace, your divine restraint. This message will reveal why that moment was so important and how God is using it to elevate you to your next level. Before we dive in, I want you to comment 777 below if you know this message is for you. Like this video, subscribe to Spirit Guide, and tap the bell so you never miss another divine message. Now stay until the end, because the revelation waiting for you is life-changing. The moment you faced the disgusting situation. Chosen one. Let's return to that moment, the one that tested your spirit, your patience, and your heart. You remember it vividly because it wasn't just a random event. It was a spiritual trap, disguised as an ordinary conflict. That situation was disgusting, not just because of what was said or done, but because of the dark energy behind it. It reeked of manipulation, jealousy, and deceit. You could feel it long before it unfolded. The heaviness in the air, the tension in people's words, the way certain faces revealed silent hatred. It was never just about you. It was about the light you carry that unsettles their darkness. The truth is, darkness can't stand light. When your divine presence walks into a room, it exposes what's hidden. People who secretly despise you don't hate you because of what you've done. They hate you because of who you are in spirit. That's why you were placed in that disgusting situation. It wasn't to shame you, it was to reveal them and to strengthen you. God allowed it because He knew you were ready. When it happened, everyone expected you to react, to lose your composure, to argue, to let anger take over. That's what they wanted. They wanted to see the chosen one step out of character. But instead, you stood still. You said less. You didn't stoop to their level. And that silence spoke louder than any words ever could. It shook the atmosphere because your restraint came from divine power. You weren't quiet out of fear, you were silent out of authority. You knew that your battle wasn't with flesh and blood, but with the spiritual forces working through them. There was a time in your past when you might have fought back, shouted, or demanded justice. But this time was different. This time you felt something rise within you, a calm, commanding peace that whispered, "Be still, for I am with you." That was God reminding you that you no longer need to fight small battles. You've outgrown them. Your silence was not weakness. It was evidence that you've entered a higher dimension of spiritual strength. Understand this. Every disgusting situation sent your way is a divine exam. It's a test not of what you say, but of what you embody. God was watching how you'd handle it. Heaven took note when you chose peace over pride, because anyone can curse, argue, and seek revenge. But only a divine soul can look ugliness in the face and stay beautiful in spirit. And people saw it. Oh, they noticed. They may never tell you to your face, but they saw how calm you remained. They saw that glow on your face, that unbothered energy in your posture, that confidence that can't be faked. They were impressed, even if they tried to hide it. Some were convicted, realizing they would have reacted differently. Others were secretly inspired, wondering how you could stay so composed while under pressure. And a few were terrified because they recognized something supernatural was protecting you. You see, when you refused to get dirty in that disgusting situation, you didn't just preserve your peace, you activated a new level of divine favor. You proved to heaven that you can be trusted with greater power. Every time you choose restraint over reaction, you announce to the universe that you trust God's timing more than your emotions. That's spiritual maturity. That's divine discipline. And that's why people can't stop talking about you. Because when the chosen one handles a situation differently, the world takes notice. It confuses them. It exposes their weakness and magnifies your strength. They start asking themselves, how did they not break? How are they so calm? Who protects them? And that's when God smiles, because he's using you as a living testimony of his presence. You didn't need to defend yourself. Your energy defended you. You didn't need to prove a point. Your peace proved it for you. That was the true purpose behind the situation. What looked like humiliation was actually revelation. What looked like an attack was a confirmation. You showed God that your heart is ready for promotion. You showed heaven that you can face filth and still remain pure. And now, the same people who once tried to drag your name through the mud are whispering about your strength, your grace, your calmness. Remember this, chosen one. The disgusting situation wasn't meant to destroy you. It was designed to display you. It was heaven's spotlight, revealing your transformation. You passed a test many others failed. You didn't allow your emotions to rule you, and that's what separates the divine from the ordinary. You rose above, and because of that, you've stepped into a new level of divine authority. So take this as confirmation. Your reaction elevated you. That quiet strength you showed made more impact than 1,000 words. It impressed not only people, but also the spiritual realm. Angels stood beside you when you stayed calm. Heaven applauded when you chose peace. And now, that very situation that was meant to disgust and discourage you has become the reason others respect you, even your enemies. That's the power of divine restraint. That's the mark of a true chosen one. Why people are so impressed. Chosen one, let's talk about why people are so deeply impressed, sometimes even shaken, by the way you handled that situation. You see, what happened wasn't just an event. It was a divine demonstration. Most people live their lives reacting from ego, from pain, from fear. But when you stood in that storm and didn't flinch, you revealed something that few on this earth understand: the authority of divine peace. Your calmness was not weakness. It was evidence that you've been walking closely with God, that your spirit is anchored, and that no storm can uproot what heaven has planted inside you. When people saw you handle that disgusting situation with grace, it stirred something in their souls. Some couldn't even explain it. They just knew they felt something powerful when they looked at you. That's because the light of God within you confronted their own darkness. You became a mirror, showing them what they are not yet ready to become. Some admired it. Others feared it. But none could ignore it. Your strength, your silence, your composure, those things carried a spiritual weight that commanded attention. Understand this, chosen one. The world is loud, impulsive, and emotionally driven. Everyone wants to clap back, defend themselves, and prove a point. But when you stayed silent, you broke that cycle. You demonstrated divine control. You showed them that real strength doesn't shout, it stands. Real strength doesn't curse, it blesses. Real power doesn't react, it responds with wisdom. And that's why they were impressed. Because in a world that glorifies chaos, your peace was revolutionary. People saw that you didn't just talk about God, you embodied Him. You didn't need to post quotes or announce your faith. Your actions preached louder than any sermon. Your calmness became your ministry. When you didn't fight back, people saw evidence of divine alignment. They could sense that something greater guided you. It wasn't arrogance, it was authority. And even those who doubted your faith before had to admit, there's something different about you. You see, chosen one, your silence didn't just protect your peace, it elevated your reputation. People who once thought you were naive or weak suddenly saw you as wise, controlled, and spiritually powerful. They began to realize that you move differently because you are different. You operate from a realm most people can't access. You don't need validation from people because you already have confirmation from heaven. That's intimidating to many, but inspiring to others. When you refused to react, you created contrast. The same people who mocked you were forced to compare their chaos to your calm. The same ones who tried to trigger you had to face the truth that they couldn't break you. And deep down, they were impressed because they recognized something they don't have: self-mastery. That's what the chosen carry. You've learned to master your emotions instead of letting emotions master you. And that, in the spiritual realm, is a major victory. Do you realize how powerful that is? You didn't just survive the test, you taught through it. Without preaching, you showed others that it's possible to rise above negativity. You became a living lesson in self-control, forgiveness, and grace. That's why people are drawn to you, even if they once hated you. They sense that your peace is not ordinary, it's divine. There are people right now replaying that moment in their minds. They remember how they tried to provoke you, and they're confused about why their words didn't break you. They remember how others watched, waiting for drama, and instead saw discipline. And though they might never apologize or admit it, they respect you now. You gained their silent admiration because you demonstrated divine maturity. You showed them that you don't need to prove your worth to anyone when God has already approved you. Chosen one, you need to understand how rare that is. Most people respond to disrespect with disrespect, but you responded with wisdom. Most people allow insults to destroy their peace, but you turned that pain into patience. That's why the world is impressed. They see in you what they wish they had: control, faith, and balance. You've become living proof that God's chosen aren't just protected, they're elevated through adversity. And let's be honest, some people are not just impressed, they're convicted. Your calmness exposed their instability. Your light revealed their shadows. Your peace made their chaos louder. And that discomfort? That's the awakening of their conscience. Because deep down, even those who tried to destroy you realized they couldn't win against someone walking with divine favor. Your stillness made them see themselves for who they are. But here's the beautiful part. You didn't just impress people. You inspired silent transformation. There are individuals who will never tell you, but they changed after seeing how you handled that moment. They learned something about emotional control, about dignity, about faith. You became the example God used to teach them without words. And that's what true leadership looks like. Remember, being chosen isn't about being perfect. It's about being purposeful. Every time you handle ugliness with grace, you turn a test into testimony. You show the world that God's power isn't loud or showy. It's quiet, steady, and unstoppable. You're teaching people that divine strength is not about fighting harder. It's about surrendering faster, trusting deeper, and moving wiser. That's why people are impressed. Not because you won an argument, but because you conquered yourself. So don't underestimate the impact of that moment. It wasn't small. It was seismic in the spirit. The way you carried yourself sent ripples through the lives of everyone watching. You set a new standard for how a child of God responds to darkness. You reminded people that true warriors fight differently. They fight with peace, with silence, with trust. If you know this message resonates with you, if you know you've impressed people not by force, but by faith, comment 333 below as your declaration of strength. Let the world know that you are walking proof that God's power is real, and that the chosen don't need to shout to be heard. Their presence alone speaks volumes. Chosen one, your calmness confused the enemy, convicted the wicked, and comforted the faithful. That's what divine presence does. You've shown the world that holiness isn't weakness, it's higher power under perfect control. And because of that, people can't stop watching you. They may not say it, but they've seen the glory of God shining through you, and they'll never forget it. The spiritual lesson behind the test. Chosen one, now let's go deeper, beyond what you saw, beyond what you felt. Let's uncover the divine reason why God allowed you to walk through that disgusting situation in the first place. Because make no mistake, it was not random. It wasn't bad luck, and it wasn't punishment. It was a lesson, a divinely orchestrated test designed to refine your soul and prove your maturity in the spirit. Every storm, every betrayal, every uncomfortable moment that made your heart ache was placed there intentionally to grow you into who you were meant to become. God allowed that situation to happen because He knew you were ready for it. The old you might have collapsed under that kind of pressure. You might have fought back, cursed, or begged for justice. But now, your spirit has evolved. You have stepped into a higher vibration, a level where reaction no longer rules your emotions. That's what this test was all about, spiritual control. God was watching, not to see if you were perfect, but to see if you had learned to trust Him even when it looked unfair. Sometimes, the most disgusting moments of your life are actually the most divine. They strip you of pride, ego, and human defense, so that what remains is pure faith. The situation you faced was never about the people. It was about your posture before God. He wanted to see if you would still act with integrity when no one else did. He wanted to know if you could stand firm when surrounded by deception. And chosen one, you did. You stood tall, and that's why heaven is smiling on you now. You see, when God wants to elevate His chosen ones, He doesn't do it in comfort. He does it through discomfort. He allows certain people to betray you so you'll learn discernment. He lets people speak falsely about you so you'll learn not to defend yourself. He allows you to sit in silence while others misunderstand you so that humility can be perfected in your spirit. Every tear, every humiliation, every quiet moment of restraint was part of divine training. You were being shaped, not broken, molded, not destroyed. Think about it. The disgusting situation that made you feel small actually made your spirit strong. The rejection that hurt you so deeply actually redirected you toward your destiny. Because if they hadn't pushed you away, you might still be stuck trying to please people God never assigned to your journey. That's the mystery of divine tests. They feel like punishment, but are really preparation. God uses pain to polish purpose. In that moment of trial, God wasn't silent because He forgot you. He was silent because He was watching your response. Just like gold must go through fire to shine, your spirit had to pass through that heat to reveal your true purity. The divine lesson wasn't about who hurt you, it was about how much you've grown. You learned that not every battle deserves your energy, not every insult deserves your attention, and not every situation deserves your words. You learned that silence can be a sword, and peace can be your greatest weapon. Chosen one, this test taught you how to rule your inner world, and whoever rules their inner world will eventually rule their outer world. You are no longer moved by gossip, lies, or attacks because you've seen how God works. You now understand that everything meant for your harm becomes a tool for your elevation. The disgusting situation was a divine classroom, and your calmness was your final exam. And you passed. Now look closely. After that event, something shifted. You started feeling lighter. You started seeing through people more clearly. Your intuition sharpened. That wasn't coincidence. That was the result of spiritual promotion. The lesson elevated you into a higher dimension of awareness. You can now sense darkness before it even speaks. You can feel lies before they're told, because you earned that discernment through endurance. That's what this test gave you, wisdom. And wisdom is something only experience can birth. Every chosen one must go through a refining season like this. Even the great prophets and messengers of old were tested in secret before they were honored in public. The spiritual laws never change. Before elevation comes humiliation. Before promotion comes persecution. Before glory comes grief. That's the sacred order of divine transformation. You can't become chosen without being challenged. You can't carry light without confronting darkness. So yes, it was painful. Yes, it was disgusting. But it was necessary. Because if you had not faced it, your spirit would still be soft, untested, and easily shaken. Now you know your power. You've learned to sit in peace while the storm rages around you. You've learned to trust God even when He seems distant. You've learned that silence is not weakness, it's strategy. And let me tell you something, chosen one. God is proud. He watched how you carried yourself, how you resisted the urge to fight dirty, how you waited for His justice. That moment wasn't lost in heaven's record. Every tear you held back was seen. Every insult you endured quietly was counted. And now, your reward is being prepared. Because when a chosen one passes a divine test, new doors open. The disgusting situation was the final chapter of one season and the first page of another. God used that test to close certain connections that could no longer walk with you. It was divine separation disguised as conflict. He had to reveal who was truly for you and who was secretly against you. And He did it in a way that exposed every hidden heart. That's why, when it was all over, you realized something. You didn't lose anyone meant to stay. You just lost distractions, false friends, and spiritual leeches that couldn't survive your next level. You see, every lesson God teaches carries hidden blessings. Some are visible: peace, clarity, favor. Others are invisible: discernment, confidence, spiritual authority. But they're all rewards. You are no longer the same person who entered that trial. You've been purified, fortified, and spiritually upgraded. What disgusted you yesterday only developed you for tomorrow. Chosen one, understand this. No one can handle the fire like you do because no one carries your assignment. God allowed the mess because He knew you could endure it. He trusted you with pain because He knew you'd turn it into purpose. That's why you're chosen. You are not fragile. You are forged. Every attack became your anointing. Every insult became your initiation. You have walked through the valley of shadows and emerged glowing with divine light. So when people look at you now and say, "I'm impressed by how they handled it," they have no idea what that calmness cost you. They don't know the tears you cried in secret, the prayers you whispered in silence, or the nights you almost gave up. But God knows. Heaven knows. And that's why your next chapter will be filled with divine favor. You passed the test, and the lesson is complete. The spiritual lesson was never just about how you handled the disgusting situation. It was about proving that your heart now belongs fully to God. You no longer react to darkness, you reflect light. You no longer argue for peace, you carry it. You no longer beg for justice, you wait for divine timing. That's the wisdom the test was designed to teach you, and you learned it perfectly. Chosen one, your silence wasn't just a moment, it was a message. It declared to the universe that you're ready for higher assignments. And because you trusted God in the fire, you're about to walk in blessings that others can only dream of. The test is over, but the transformation it brought will stay with you forever. The hidden reactions of others. Chosen one, now that you've passed the test and learned the lesson, let's talk about what most people never see. The hidden reactions of others after you walked through that disgusting situation with such divine grace. Because whether you realize it or not, people were watching you very closely. Some were waiting for you to fail. Others were secretly hoping you'd lose control, just so they could say, "See, They're no different from us. But instead, you shocked them. You handled it with such poise, such calm authority, that it left them speechless. And that silence you created, that's where the truth about people began to reveal itself. Let's be honest. When light enters a room, it doesn't just shine on beauty. It exposes the dust, the dirt, and everything that's been hiding in the dark. That's exactly what your reaction did. Your grace exposed their guilt. Your peace revealed their inner chaos. People who used to talk behind your back suddenly didn't have the courage to look you in the eyes. Those who thought they could manipulate or control you realized they had no power over your spirit anymore. That terrified them. Because evil feeds on reaction, and you starved it. There were people who once laughed at you, whispered lies about you, and tried to stain your name. But after watching how you carried yourself, those same people started whispering something else: admiration. Some of them won't admit it out loud, but they now respect you more than ever. They've seen how unshakable you are, and deep down, they know that only divine strength could have kept you that calm in such a situation. Your peace has become their proof that God is real. Even your enemies were confused. They expected retaliation, drama, or even revenge. But instead they saw self-control, and that confused their spirit, because dark energy doesn't know what to do when someone refuses to respond with darkness. When you chose stillness, you disrupted their entire plan. You took away their control and forced them to face themselves. That's why some of them suddenly went silent. That's why some of them disappeared from your life without closure. It wasn't because you did anything wrong. It's because your growth made them uncomfortable. Chosen one, your calmness became a mirror. When people looked at you, they saw what they lacked: integrity, discipline, spiritual maturity. You didn't have to preach. Your behavior convicted them. For some, that conviction turned into quiet respect. For others, it turned into envy. And for a few, it became fear. Because there's something intimidating about someone who cannot be provoked. When people realize they can no longer manipulate your emotions, they lose their grip on you completely. That's the real reason they're so impressed and yet so uneasy around you now. There are also those who try to apologize without words. You've noticed it. Subtle changes in how they act around you. The fake smiles turned into genuine silence. The gossip turned into distance. That's not rejection, that's respect. Your energy taught them a lesson they didn't expect to learn. You showed them that not every battle deserves a response, and not every insult deserves acknowledgement. You taught them that peace is power. Some people who once doubted you are now watching you in awe. They see your life transforming, your blessings increasing, your spirit glowing. They remember how badly they treated you, and now they wonder how you still stand so tall. That's the mystery of divine favor. It makes those who once disrespected you watch your elevation with mixed emotions. They're impressed because they know they would have crumbled under the same pressure. They saw you take what was meant to break you and turn it into strength. And then there are the silent admirers, the ones who've always respected your energy but never said it out loud. They've watched you from afar, quietly inspired by how you handle yourself. To them, you've become a symbol of resilience. Your peace gives them hope that they too can overcome without losing their spirit. Whether they tell you or not, many people are changing because of the way you carried yourself through that test. Chosen one, it's important to understand this. Your growth didn't just elevate you, it exposed everyone around you. When your light grows, it forces everyone in your circle to reveal their true nature. Those who belong with you grow with you. Those who don't will fade away. And that's exactly what's happening now. Some people can no longer stand to be near you because your energy holds them accountable. You've become a spiritual reminder that truth and purity still exist in a corrupted world. You might have noticed how the same people who once mocked your faith are now trying to copy your calmness. That's not coincidence. That's transformation. They're learning from you without realizing it. Your example planted a seed in their spirit. Maybe one day they'll find their own peace through God because of what they saw in you. That's how powerful your response was. Even those who meant you harm have been forced to rethink their actions. Some of them have faced spiritual consequences because what they sent toward you bounced back. God made sure of that. He allowed them to see that no weapon formed against a chosen one prospers. And now they walk carefully, speaking your name with caution, because they've seen what happens when someone tries to attack a vessel of divine purpose. Behind closed doors, conversations are happening about you, not in mockery anymore, but in amazement. People are saying things like, "I don't know how they stayed so calm," or "There's something special about them." You've become the topic of quiet respect, and though you may never hear those words directly, know this: your composure has shifted perceptions. Where there was once judgment, there is now reverence. Where there was envy, there is now curiosity. Where there was hostility, there is now hesitation. That's what happens when a chosen one walks through fire without smelling like smoke. You didn't just survive, you transformed in front of them. And now, they can't unsee it. They'll always remember how you handled that situation, not with bitterness, but with divine poise. They may never admit it, but they were impressed. You made them feel something they couldn't explain, the presence of God shining through your stillness. So, if you've ever wondered whether anyone noticed how you handled that storm, hear this clearly. They did. Heaven noticed, the earth noticed, and even your enemies noticed. And that's exactly how God wanted it. Because sometimes He allows you to be tested in public so He can reward you in public. The same people who watched your humiliation will witness your elevation. The same mouths that spoke against you will soon speak of your grace. Chosen one, this is your confirmation. You've gained silent respect from those who once doubted you. Your name now carries weight, not because of fame, but because of spiritual authority. People are impressed, not because of what you said, but because of how you stayed. Calm, strong, and faithful. That's what true power looks like. The reward and elevation after the test. Chosen one, now that the dust has settled, it's time to understand what's truly happening in the spirit. The disgusting situation you faced wasn't just a trial, it was a threshold. You were standing at the edge of a major shift, and your calmness, your obedience, your restraint, that was the key that unlocked your next level. What looked like humiliation was actually your initiation into elevation. God was never punishing you, He was promoting you. You see, every time a chosen one passes a divine test, heaven moves on their behalf. You might not see it instantly, but everything starts aligning. Doors open, opportunities appear, peace multiplies. This is not random, it's the reward of obedience. God always honors those who trust Him when the world tries to provoke them. The very moment you chose silence over reaction, heaven declared, "It is done." You didn't just survive, you ascended. And this is why people are noticing you differently now. The same ones who once dismissed you can feel the shift in your energy. You no longer walk like the old you. There's more authority in your voice, more confidence in your steps, more light in your eyes. That's what divine elevation looks like. It's not about fame or wealth, it's about presence. People feel you before they even hear you. You've become a walking testimony of what happens when someone allows God to fight their battles. Understand this: God rewards His chosen ones openly after they have proven faithful in private. You didn't fight back, you didn't explain yourself, you didn't chase anyone to clear your name. And that's exactly why He's blessing you. He's showing the world that when you trust Him, He defends you better than you ever could. You're stepping into a season where the very thing that embarrassed you will become the reason others honor you. This is the divine reversal in motion. The people who once gossiped about you will now gossip for you, spreading stories of how you've changed, how you've prospered, how you've risen. They won't be able to explain it, but they'll know it's God, because no human could orchestrate such a turnaround. You see, elevation doesn't come through revenge, it comes through revelation. When you let go and let God, you make space for miracles. Chosen one, your peace has become your promotion. The restraint you showed in that disgusting situation was the very act that qualified you for the next dimension of spiritual authority. You proved that you can be trusted with power, because God never gives authority to the undisciplined. If you can't rule over your emotions, you can't rule over nations. That's why this test was necessary. It showed heaven that you're ready to lead with wisdom. And now, look at how your blessings are aligning. The heaviness is lifting, the confusion is fading, new doors are opening, new people are entering your life, and divine connections are forming effortlessly. That's because you've stepped into your season of restoration. Everything you lost, everything that was taken or stolen during that dark season, God is returning it multiplied. You're about to receive joy for your mourning, beauty for your ashes, honor for your shame. The same situation that tried to humiliate you became the stage for your exaltation. People who thought you were done are now witnessing your comeback, and they can't believe how gracefully you rose. That's the signature of God. He restores his chosen ones so completely that it confuses their enemies. The ones who spoke against you are now silent, because your success is speaking louder than their lies. But let's go deeper. Your elevation isn't just material, it's spiritual. You now walk in greater discernment, sharper intuition, and deeper peace. You can sense energy shifts faster, see hidden motives more clearly, and detach from anything that lowers your vibration. That's divine maturity. You're no longer fighting for attention. Your light naturally attracts what's meant for you. You're no longer proving your worth. Your peace announces it for you. This new level comes with divine recognition. People are drawn to you now, not because of what you have, but because of what you carry. You carry wisdom, peace, and divine authority. You've become a magnet for those seeking truth. That's why you'll notice strangers opening up to you, asking for guidance, or telling you how your calm energy brings them peace. That's God working through you. You've become his vessel of serenity in a chaotic world. Chosen one, understand that every promotion in the spirit brings visibility. You're being watched, not for judgment, but for inspiration. People want to understand how you move, how you think, how you stay so grounded after everything you've been through. And as you continue walking in humility, your life itself will preach. Without saying a word, you'll draw people closer to God. That's the ultimate reward, becoming a living message of divine transformation. This is also a season where favor will follow you effortlessly. Where once you struggled, things will start to flow. Where doors were closed, they'll now open without you knocking. That's what happens when heaven endorses you. You don't chase opportunities, opportunities chase you. Your obedience has created a spiritual momentum that cannot be stopped. Everything attached to your name now carries divine backing. You might notice people treating you differently, not out of pity, but out of respect. They can sense that your spirit carries something sacred. You've earned that through endurance. You didn't take shortcuts, you took the narrow road of faith and discipline, and now you're walking in the reward of that faithfulness. You've become an example of divine grace under pressure. There's also a personal reward unfolding, peace that surpasses understanding. That's something money can't buy and people can't give. You've reached a place where drama can't touch you, gossip can't move you, and negativity can't break you. That's not arrogance, that's elevation. It's what happens when God raises your vibration above the chaos. You now dwell in the realm of stillness, where your energy speaks louder than words. And yes, your blessings will manifest physically too. Expect breakthroughs in your work, unexpected favor in finances, and divine alignments that bring opportunities you didn't even seek. These are not coincidences, they are confirmations. God is rewarding you openly for what you endured privately. Everything you thought was delayed is now arriving on time. Chosen one, hear this clearly. The test that tried to destroy you was the door that delivered you. You have graduated from survival to sovereignty. You've proven that your peace cannot be bought, your purpose cannot be shaken, and your anointing cannot be taken. This is why you're being elevated, because you didn't break when breaking was expected. You didn't react when provoked. You trusted when others doubted. So walk boldly in this new season. Don't question whether you deserve it. You earned it through faith, humility, and restraint. The disgusting situation you once wished had never happened has now become your crown of glory. It set you apart. It revealed who you are, and now every step you take will carry divine authority. This is your reward, chosen one. Heaven is applauding you, earth is recognizing you, and the universe is aligning in your favor. How to continue walking in divine authority. Chosen one, now that you have been elevated and your light has been revealed, it's time to learn how to maintain that divine authority. Because elevation is not the end of the journey, it's the beginning of greater responsibility. You have proven that you can handle adversity with grace, but now you must learn to handle success with humility. The same peace that sustained you in the storm must now guide you in the sunshine. God has raised you up, not just to be seen, but to lead by example. The first lesson in walking in divine authority is to protect your peace as your crown. You earned it through silence, endurance, and wisdom. Now you must guard it fiercely. Not everyone deserves access to your spirit. You'll notice that as you rise higher, new people will try to attach themselves to your energy. Some will come with pure hearts, but others will come with hidden intentions. You must discern the difference. Do not allow just anyone to speak into your spirit or influence your atmosphere. Protect your energy the same way a king protects his throne. Secondly, never return to the level you've outgrown. You've mastered restraint. Now live by it. The world will continue to test you. People will still try to provoke you, not because you've done anything wrong, but because your peace unsettles their chaos. Every time you respond with calmness instead of anger, you reaffirm your authority. Divine power doesn't shout, it governs. It's time to stop explaining yourself to people who are committed to misunderstanding you. You owe no one a reaction. You owe everyone your peace. Remember, chosen one, authority is not about domination. It's about alignment. When you are aligned with God, everything around you obeys His order. That's why things start to flow naturally when you stay centered in the Spirit. You don't need to force outcomes or chase validation. The same divine intelligence that carried you through the fire will continue to guide you in peace. Trust that your steps are ordered even when the path is unclear. To continue walking in this authority, you must also nurture your connection with God daily. Spend quiet moments in prayer, reflection, and gratitude. Your power comes from His presence, not from recognition or applause. You shine because His light fills you. Don't let distractions dim it. The more time you spend with Him, the stronger your discernment becomes. And discernment, chosen one, is your greatest weapon. It will tell you when to speak and when to stay silent, when to move and when to wait, when to engage and when to withdraw. You are no longer who you used to be, and that means your boundaries must evolve. The higher your calling, the stricter your discipline must be. Avoid environments that drain your energy or pull you back into old habits. You've worked too hard to maintain your vibration. Don't let low-frequency people lower it. Some people will say you've changed, and they're right. You've changed because you've grown. Don't apologize for it. Growth is not arrogance. It's obedience to divine evolution. Another important truth: walking in divine authority means walking in forgiveness. You can't carry resentment and revelation in the same heart. The people who wronged you were instruments of your elevation. Without their betrayal, you wouldn't have learned discernment. Without their lies, you wouldn't have developed strength. So release them. Bless them. Let God deal with their hearts. Your focus is no longer on revenge, it's on purpose. And purpose requires a clear spirit. Chosen one, understand that authority is sustained through humility. Never forget who carried you through the fire. It wasn't your willpower alone, it was God's grace. Stay humble, no matter how much favor or success comes your way. The moment you start to believe that your power is your own, you risk losing it. Authority is borrowed from heaven. Keep giving glory to the one who gave it. Also, stay grounded in service. True authority is not about commanding others, it's about uplifting them. You've been through the test so that you can now help others pass theirs. When you speak, speak life. When you teach, teach truth. When you lead, lead with compassion. That's how divine authority multiplies. It's not hoarded, it's shared. Your calmness can bring healing. Your words can bring clarity. Your presence can bring peace to those who are still learning to trust God through their storms. And when the next test comes, and it will, remember what you've learned. Don't be surprised when similar challenges arise. Each new level of authority will attract new levels of testing. But this time, you'll recognize it faster. You'll see through the trap before it even begins. You'll feel the energy shift and simply smile, knowing that you no longer have to fight small battles. Your growth will become your defense. Chosen one, you are now a living symbol of divine balance. The world will continue to observe you, not because you seek attention, but because your composure demands it. You walk with quiet confidence. You speak with spiritual weight. You carry an invisible presence that shifts rooms. That is the mark of someone walking in divine authority. You've become untouchable, not because you're unreachable, but because you're rooted in peace. Now, hear this clearly. Don't shrink to make others comfortable. Your authority might intimidate those still living in fear or confusion, but you're not here to please them. You're here to awaken them. Continue shining. Continue moving with purpose. Continue standing firm in truth. The world needs the light you carry. You are proof that holiness and strength can exist together. If you know that God has raised your spiritual authority through what you've overcome, I want you to comment 999 below. That number is the sign of completion, of a cycle ending and divine purpose beginning. You've completed a season of testing and entered a season of power. Declare it with faith. As you walk forward, carry this wisdom. Divine authority is not loud, but it is undeniable. You don't have to prove who you are. Your peace already does that. You don't have to chase what's meant for you. It's already magnetized to your spirit. Your only task now is to remain aligned, remain disciplined, and remain grateful. Because the same God who guided you through the darkness will sustain you in the light. So keep your heart pure, your mind focused, and your spirit calm. You've mastered reaction. Now master direction. Let every step you take from here on be intentional, peaceful, and purposeful. The authority you carry is sacred. Use it wisely. Conclusion. Chosen one, this message reached you at the perfect time, not by coincidence, but by divine appointment. You needed to be reminded of who you are and how far you've come. You handled that disgusting situation with grace, patience, and wisdom, and heaven took notice. God saw the tears you hid, the restraint you showed, and the faith you kept when everything in you wanted to react. You passed the test that few could endure. Now you stand in a new season. The pain that once tried to bury you has become the foundation of your strength. The same people who questioned you will soon witness your divine reward. What once looked like defeat has become your greatest victory. God has already turned that situation around for your good, and every eye that saw your humiliation will now see your elevation. So, keep walking in peace. Keep trusting the process. You are no longer the person you were before this test. You've evolved, matured, and ascended in spirit. Your calmness, your silence, and your faith have crowned you with authority. Remember, chosen ones don't chase validation. They walk in divine confirmation. If this message spoke to your soul, type 777 once more in the comments as a seal of divine completion. Like this video, subscribe to Spirit Guide, and share this message so that other chosen ones can find the strength they need right now. Always remember this truth. You didn't lose control, you gained command. You didn't break, you transformed. And now, heaven applauds you. Go forward with peace in your heart, power in your spirit, and light in your steps. You are chosen, protected, and anointed. Your story is not over, it's only beginning.